It's Game 7 with Nuggets versus Clippers, who stays and who goes fishing. Let's find out. You're watching CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. Let's get it. How's it going, everyone, and welcome. I'm CS Chandler, here for another take of Nuggets basketball. So this was Game 7 tonight. The Nuggets versus Clippers in Mile High. Nuggets had earned this home court advantage. And from the start, Steve Ballmer flew out a bunch of Clippers fans to try to recreate what they call the wall in the Intuit Dome. A very cheap tactic that should not be allowed for GMs or owners to do to other teams. Let that team, if the fans want to, coordinate with one another and buy tickets or whatever, fine. But the owners, the billionaires, should stay out of this. Very tasteless tactic, but it didn't work. It didn't work. So this was Game 7 once again, and the starting lineup was the typical starting lineup we've seen at this entire series. Nikola Jokic, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., Christian Braun, and Jamal Murray. The Nuggets were wearing their fast break blue jerseys, and the Clippers were wearing their red jerseys. I'm thinking that they had the mindset that they've been winning a lot with those red jerseys, so they decided to go with those. But it wasn't to be today because the Clippers are going fishing. Nuggets win. Final score 120-101. Let's go, Nuggets. Oh my God, this was so freaking amazing to see this kind of Game 7. If you are a longtime Nuggets fan, even if you're a Nuggets fan from over a year ago and you watched last year's Game 7 against the Timberwolves, you were sweating leading up to this moment. And about not even midway, the start of the second quarter, you just felt a little ease of comfort knowing that we were probably going to win this, because that's about when it started to go downhill for the Clippers. But we're going to get into that. Let's start from the beginning. What happened in the game? Let's break it down. So, first quarter, Nuggets controlled the tip as Murray misses a three. Started a not great start. Zubac actually gets a quick layup for the first points of the game. Nuggets keep trying threes as Derrick Jones Jr. Gets a layup and a quick 6-0 lead for the Clippers. Finally, CB sinks a three to get the Nuggets on the board, and then CB on a fast break with a dunk to cut the lead to one. CB was fiery tonight. He had that thorn in his side from last year's game that he wanted to correct, and he did not want to happen again. And you saw it from start to finish. I don't think he made many mistakes, if any. He was on point. Him and Aaron Gordon and Russell Westbrook. Those three pretty much saved us this game. And then even to some point, Michael Porter Jr. So moving forward here, Jones Jr. then sinks another three to get the Clippers up by 4 again. Kawhi then pulls the chair out from Aaron Gordon, and Aaron Gordon struggles to grab the ball and is forced to call a timeout. It's not looking great for the Nuggets. Then Aaron Gordon, from an assist from Jokic, gets a dunk, cuts the lead to 2. Psych, Nuggets are still going well. Jokic gets a rebound, not able to collect it though, and then Jamal saves it, kicks it back to Jokic before going out of bounds, and then kicks it over to AG, who kicks it to Michael Porter Jr., puts up a 3-point shot and gets the lead for the Nuggets. It was an amazing play. There was actually several of these kind of plays throughout this entire game. Kawhi then charges the rim for a layup and ties the game. Then Batum hits a dagger 3 to get the Clippers lead by 1. Clippers then build a 5-point lead with 30 seconds left in the quarter. P. Watt gets a layup off an assist from Jokic, but then Zubac gets a floater on the other end, and the Clippers actually win the first quarter, 26-21. It wasn't the perfect first quarter you wanted on a Game 7 from your team, if you were the Nuggets, but they definitely corrected a lot of what went wrong in that first quarter, and they went into the second quarter with much fiery. Because if you're down by even 5, if you're the Nuggets, knowing what the Nuggets do in the second quarter, you are going to be sweating, because you know that the start of the second quarter most likely is going to be the non-Jokic minutes. And that was the fear. Except for this time around, they actually weathered the storm. Or that the Clippers didn't care much and they just didn't want to play basketball tonight. So Nuggets, with the non-Jokic minutes, opted for a lineup of Jamal Murray, Brody, Peyton Watson, Michael Porter Jr., and Aaron Gordon. Clippers start with a missed layup. Nuggets also miss, but then AG it goes back and forth with missing, and then AG actually has to muscle up a layup for the first points of the quarter, followed by P. Watt to cut the lead to 1, and then Brody sinks a 3 to give Nuggets a 2-point lead. Amazing effort from Brody, I have to say. Jokic then checks back in at the 8:50 mark, so not a super long rest for him. He did check in relatively soon. And then crazy play. So Jokic steals the ball after the ball gets stolen from him, and then gets the ball stolen again. So he gets the ball stolen. He steals it back. He gets it stolen again. And then Brody steals it back, kicks it to AG for the dunk, and the Nuggets go up by 3. See, this was several parts in this first half especially that this happened, where you're just kind of like, what is going on? This is crazy. Jokic then finally sinks a 3. He had been struggling for the beginning part of the game with even hitting a 3. He finally sinks a 3. Michael Porter Jr. tries to steal the ball from normal Powell. As the ball goes out of bounds, the ruling called out of bounds on the Nuggets. However, David Adelman would challenge the call, and it would be successful. Nuggets get the ball back, but they aren't able to convert any points out of it. So then the Clippers get the ball back. And then later on, P. Watt hits a 3, gets the Nuggets up by 7. Kawhi then responds with a 3 himself, and then Kawhi gets another 3-point play, because he started to work them. So the first half, the refs were definitely seeing the more aggressiveness of the Nuggets and calling it the fouls in favor of the Nuggets. That narrative started to shift halfway through the game. But here, it was still more so on the Nugget side. Brody then responds in kind with a 3 himself, and then Jokic gets a 3-point play, but not able to convert the foul. Brody then goes to the line, makes 1 bucket, and then in typical Brody amazing fashion, intentionally misses the second bucket, and then immediately knows that he's going, because he does this on purpose. He goes and he jumps up, grabs the ball, and then puts it back up in for a layup for a 3-point play. Amazing stuff, but it also gets the Nuggets first to 50. Jokic then with a floater to get the Nuggets up by 10. Jokic then blocks Zubac, which, if you have watched any of this series yet, to see Jokic actually be the one blocking Zubac is amazing. So he blocks Zubac, and then Murray coast to coast for a layup to get the lead up to 12. Nuggets hold Harden down for a shot clock violation at the last possession of the last Clippers possession of the second quarter, and the Nuggets win the second quarter 37-21. Nuggets on top going into the half 58-47. An amazing comeback after being down 5, getting a little bit sloppy. They tightened up things, and then they went on a huge run. And then the third quarter, Clippers start the quarter off with a Kawhi shot for 3 for the first points of the quarter. And you thought, okay, well, now it's going to be the Clippers quarter here. But that was kind of more or less their big play there, because then Jokic hits a step back to keep the lead at 10. CB then hits a three. Nuggets play defense, actual defense, and get rewarded as MPJ hits a three to extend the lead to 18. So we're starting to grow the lead now. AG with the tip in makes it a 20-point lead now. AG then gets the block, and then Michael Porter Jr. gets the lead to 23 off of another three from him. AG with a jump back to get the Nuggets lead to 25, and then Jokic takes it right at Batum, gets the layup plus the foul, and then converts the foul into a 3-point play. So the lead just starts ballooning and ballooning. It was amazing. Powell turns the ball over, which I wrote this down because I cannot stand normal Powell, and I'm so glad that he turned the ball over. To see his stupid face looking at his own mistakes, and I know I'm wearing a shirt being be a good person, but normal Powell needs to be a good person and not be a little crybaby at times. CB then lobs to AG for a reverse jam, and Nuggets foul over the limit with 5 minutes left. So this is where the officiating started shifting more in favor of the Clippers. So they started calling a lot more fouls. Jokic actually gets in foul trouble. He gets 5 fouls here. So really close to this point too. So Bogey causes a foul on Jokic, an offensive charge. And so Nuggets ball. And then Jokic checks out of the game at the 2:25 mark with 5 fouls as DJ checks in, and Jamal gets a jump back, and Nuggets able to crush the Clippers in the third. Nuggets win the third 35-19. 35-19. That's how you do it, Nuggets. I loved that quarter. Fourth quarter. We started off really great in the fourth quarter. Still hot. Again, if you're a Nuggets fan, you're worried about that 20-point lead, that 20-plus point lead, right? And especially now we're going into the fourth quarter in the 7th game of a playoff series. So Nuggets with non-Jokic minutes opt for a lineup of P. Watt, Michael Porter Jr., Murray, DJ, and then Brody. They all start off this quarter, and they started off with a dunk from Michael Porter Jr., who wove through the traffic and then gets a clear path for a dunk. It was amazing. Murray then gets an insane shot right in front of the sad Clippers fans that were supposedly in that wall. Apparently, a lot of them started to leave early. Loved that. Don't come back to Ball Arena, Clippers fans. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Brody then assists to DJ for a dunk, which is amazing to always see DJ dunking it. Gets the Nuggets up by 33. 33 was the highest score lead for the Nuggets. Then P. Watt ties Bogey up for a jump ball. Nuggets get the tip. And then MPJ with a spin around floater to get the Nuggets first to 100. And then Brody gets a steal and an uncontested dunk in this quarter. And then he does it again a little later. But we're not there yet. So Clippers go on after this an 8-0 run to cut the lead to 27. And then AG stops the bleeding with a floater. And then, like I said before, Brody then gets a steal from Zubac, goes on another uncontested jam, and then he hangs on the rim intentionally to get a tech. But it was so fiery, he got the rest of the team and the crowd fired up. He didn't even care that they got 1 point to shoot. Normal Powell shoots the tech, gets it, obviously. But then Clippers empty the bench at the 6-minute mark. They emptied their bench at the 6-minute mark on an elimination game. Ty Lue threw in the towel, and you saw Kawhi Leonard and James Harden and Normal Powell and Zubac all with their hands in their heads. It was a fantastic sight to see, except for Kawhi Leonard. I think he deserves better because I dig Kawhi Leonard. He's shown respect to other teams. Harden doesn't deserve any respect because he gives no respect. Same thing with Zubac. I haven't heard much respect from him. And then Even Normal Powell, haven't heard much respect from him. So the rest of them can go sad. Kawhi, though, he deserves better. Getting him back to San Antonio and let him play with Wemby next season is what I think. The Clippers empty out their bench with 6 minutes left. The Nuggets then also do the same when they see the Clippers doing it. And within 1 minute, the lead went from 27 to 18. Sorry, 17. And within 1 minute. So then David Adelman had to actually bring in his starters to retain some kind of order and help stop the bleeding, because these bench players who were totally fresh were cutting down a 33-point lead down to like 12 essentially. And it was crazy. Like, I was like, oh my God, are we going to lose now to a G League version of the Clippers? Our bench, man, is not good at all. The subs need more practice. They are not good. They need to be better. But so they sub in even Jokic. Even Jokic plays a little bit in the fourth. I thought he wasn't going to play at all in the fourth. James Harden actually never played in the fourth. And I think Kawhi never played in the fourth either. He sat both of them out, and he let the rest of the team play, and they didn't play well. And so, and also Batum was benched, which was so nice to see. I can't stand Batum. So they chipped the lead down to 17, and then Strother hits a three to seal the deal. And luckily, the Nuggets held it together with a blowout win. Clippers won still the fourth, though. They won it 35-27. They won it by 8. Nuggets, though, win the game and round one. Final score 120-101. Won it by 19 points. That's how you do it, Nuggets. Would have been nice to have blown them out by 33, but you take a win, especially one as important as this. Let's go, Nuggets. Okay, so stats here. The stats, Michael Porter Jr. played 29 minutes today. He had 15 points, 6 rebounds. He was 6 for 11 from field, 3 for 8 from 3. He had 0 turnovers, 2 personal fouls. He was a plus 31. Aaron Gordon played 35 minutes tonight, 22 points. He had the most amount of points out of anyone on the roster tonight. Only second was CB. So he had 22, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 9 for 16 from field, 0 for 3 from 3, 4 for 4 from free throws. That wall did not bother him at all, and I loved that. 1 turnover, 5 personal fouls. He was a plus 23. I did not realize he had 5 fouls as well. Both him and Jokic got in foul trouble there. That's crazy. And then Jokic, he did not have a fantastic game, but he still had a decent game, because his decent games are a good, or a regular player's best game. So Jokic played 32 minutes tonight. He had 16 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, a double-double, 3 steals, 1 block. He was 6 for 14 from field, 1 for 2 from 3, 3 for 4 from free throws. He had 5 turnovers, 5 personal fouls. He was a plus 16. So he definitely needs to prepare and get rest for Monday's game. Christian Braun played 38 minutes tonight and made 21 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. He was 8 for 15 from field, 3 for 5 from 3, 2 for 4 from free throws. He had 0 turnovers, 1 personal foul. He was a plus 11. I can't believe that. Like, the fact that he was plus 11, but that is also, I think, due to the fact that when the rest of the starters checked out, he actually stayed. He was the only starter left on the court when the lead went down from 10 points, essentially, in a minute. And so that's probably what it was. If they had kept that 27-point lead, he would be a 21-point plus. So Jamal Murray played the most amount of minutes tonight, and he made 6 out of 41 points, I should say. And then he made 16 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, one block. He was 7 for 15 from field, 0 for 3 from 3, 2 for 3 from free throws, 4 turnovers, 2 personal fouls. He was a plus 19. And he did not have a great start to the quarter, but he started to heat up more in that third quarter. And I think that if he had played a fifth quarter, he probably could have gotten more points. But thank God we didn't go into any overtime or anything. And then Russell Westbrook played 27 minutes. He had 16 points tonight, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals. He was 5 for 9 from field, 2 for 4 from 3. 4 for 6 from free throws. He had 2 turnovers, 4 personal fouls. He was a plus 6. And then Peyton Watson got a steal and a block. He made only 1 3-pointer, but it was the much needed 3-pointer that he made. And then he had 9 points and then 4 rebounds. He had 2 personal fouls. He was a minus 5. And then that's pretty much it for the decent stats for our bench here. So overall stats, we had 46 rebounds to their 36. So we rebounded them by 10. We had 24 assists to their 30. So they out-assisted us. We had 11 steals. They had 10. We had 4 blocks. They had 9. We shot 52% from field. They shot 7%. We shot 37% from 3. They shot 29%. Thank God, because if they had shot any better, we would have probably lost this. We shot 71% from free throws. They shot 68%. We had 12 overall turnovers. They had 14. We had 23 personal fouls. They had 17. So, I mean, this definitely, I think, is a result that Ty Lue overplayed them in Game 6 to push that Game 7. So Harden was tired, Kawhi was tired, Batum was tired, Powell was tired, though Powell would still have some fight in him. And I will say, I think the one Clipper and the entire game who had the fire to try to win this was Kawhi. I think he was the only one that really wanted to win it the most. Everyone else was too tired. And that's I would say that's maybe like 75-80% on Ty Lue for playing them so hard in the 6th game. And for a championship level coach, he got out-coached by a coach who was coaching for his first playoff series. And sometimes that just happens. So my big takeaway for this game is simply the Nuggets understood the mission finally of this game. They remembered getting sent fishing at home in Game 7 last postseason. And this time they did not hesitate and letting that happen again. Adelman, the signs of any weakening of the team would swap in substitutions. The crazy thing is that this wasn't a game won by Jokic or Murray. This was a complete all-team win. All the others played well, and Adelman even coached his ass off. This is what it's going to take to have to win even one game against OKC. To win consecutive games against that team, you are going to have to play as a team. But this time, you're also going to need Jokic to play better and Murray to play better. You need the entire team to play as a unit and to play well. Because the crazy part of this all is that the Clippers were the easy win. That's right. Going to 7 games against a team that you're pretty much matched even with was the easy win. If we make it past the second round, the Western Conference Final isn't going to be easy either. And then if we make it past that, we probably are going to be facing the Cavs, who swept us this season. I'm not afraid of the Celtics. I think the Nuggets could take them in maybe 5 or 6 games, but the Cavs would probably either sweep us or gentlemen sweep us. I'm pretty sure of that. So the Nuggets need to get together better, get the rest, and play as a team, because the next game, the first game of round 2, starts on Monday. That's right. They are heading to OKC today to land in there, get a little bit of rest, and head into face OKC on Monday. And tip-off is at 6:30 Pacific time, 7:30 Mountain time. And this is not going to be easy at all. They've been getting the rest. But I will say that something about that is that I don't think that this is as much of a waiver for the Nuggets, or a hindrance, if you will, of them not getting rest. Because I actually think that the Nuggets don't need rest. If you give them rest, they get rusty. And so this is actually probably better for them to just hop on the plane, go, and then play the next round. Because if you remember, actually, last season, at the postseason, we sent the Lakers home in 5. And then we had a good chunk of time where we were waiting for round 2 to start. And in that time, they got rusty and they were still super tired, so that they didn't even have enough time or enough energy to finish out round 2 by the time it got to game 7. So hopefully this actually helps them manage their energy a little better. You know, they're all learning with this new setup how to best fit them as a unit. And I think that it will actually help them more than hurt them, hopefully in round 2. But I have faith that the Nuggets can do it, only if they play as a team. So that's pretty much all I got for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe, share it out to your friends and family. And you've been listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. We'll catch you later.